We're gonna slip tonight, I think. There we go. Move back so you can all see me. Hello everyone, back again for another update. Again this week, why am I saying again? This week we're a little bit late because I was at Crufts and unfortunately I couldn't video and upload there because we were getting back to the hotel at about 10 o'clock, half 10 usually at night, and then we had like 5 o'clock starts in the mornings, and the hotel, unfortunately the hotel basically made us pay extra for Wi-Fi, and I'm a bit stingy. Well, to be fair, their Wi-Fi was really expensive, so we had 30 minutes of free Wi-Fi and it wasn't very good Wi-Fi, so I wasn't able to upload actually. So we're a little bit late, but I'm going to try and catch you up on how things have been whenever I've been away. So obviously, as most of you know, I was quite worried and concerned about leaving Cali with my family, just because I'm her mummy and I love her very much and I don't want anything to ever happen to her because she's my puppy. Even though she's 6 months though and technically isn't a puppy anymore, but we'll ignore that. Obviously I had my concerns, especially after the grape incident happened. I'm not blaming anyone for that. It's just that it's a little bit concerning in case they made a mistake again or something dropped or just in case something happened. So I was a bit worried about that, but the day I left, I didn't treat her any differently. I didn't do anything. I didn't sleep with her that night, even though I was really tempted to and really wanted to have a nice little cuddle. But I then, in the morning, got up as I normally would. All my stuff was at the door, so I didn't pack around her. Because I was sort of thinking that might set her off a bit. That might, throw her off. Just seeing something different happening. So I didn't pack around her. I put her in the kitchen with a Kong and my mum for company whenever I was packing all my bags and stuff like that. A couple of weeks before. So all my cases and stuff like that, I'd moved them to the hallway. And we got breakfast. I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry. Got breakfast as usual in her little ball. I don't think she actually ate all of it. I think it was a bit early for her because I got up at like 5:30 in the morning. So it was a little bit early for her for breakfast. She usually gets it about 7 or so. So obviously I sort of tried to keep to a normal routine. And then I had to go. So we packed everything up. I got a Kong and put her in her crate, and I gave her sort of a quick cuddle and then left. Now, even though I wanted to cuddle her and cry and leave with her rather than leaving her here, I left and didn't do anything. It was just a very quick cuddle. It was a little pat, it was a little itch under the chin. She wasn't even interested, to be honest, because she had a Kong, and in fact, as far as I remember, she actually gave a little growl because I was annoying her in the middle of a Kong. But I left, and because we had to go to Belfast port to get the ferry over. By the time we got there, I had texted my mum like 3 times. I was like, is she okay? Is everything okay? Is she calm? Is she barking? Is she whining? Has she needed to pee yet? Just all this stuff. I was really scared because I have no idea. I've never left her for that long. I don't know what her reaction would be. And first day was good. She was fine. No barking at night. I don't know why my phone is speaking to me. Anyway, leave that alone. So because we decided not to move her from my room, we just kept her crate in my room as usual and kept the routine the exact same as what I'd been doing, which was every time she was in her crate she gets a little biscuit, and then the crate door closes and that's her for sleepies. So I wrote out all of the instructions, as well as putting post-it notes on basically everything in my room that they needed. So there's still one for the drawer that has all the vet and insurance stuff. There's one, there's a sticky note on that saying important stuff. Then on the food bin, there's the instructions of how much to how much kibble to give her and when. There's one for 2 boxes. There's a box of spare toys, which obviously has to say spare toys. We have a box above it that says spare poo bags, wet food, baby food for her Kongs and stuff, and yackers, little yacker chews. They're like yak milk and cheese and stuff like that. So that's got a box of its own, and then there's the stuff behind me that you can't quite see. Can you see it? No, not really. But there's a crate, and there's 2 little tins of biscuits there. One is for the crate, and one is for treat pouch. They're small ones. Whereas the crate ones are slightly bigger. They're like biscuit shaped, so probably about that size. That has her coat and stuff like that. Then I got her a couple of new toys before I left, just to keep her interested. So there was a box of those, and then a box of spare treats. So I was prepared. I had all of this written out way in advance. Whenever I was writing out all the instructions of like a literal timetable. I don't have it with me because it's in the kitchen right now. But it was a literal timetable of what time she normally does this, and what time she usually goes for a walk, and what time she usually takes zoomies at, and stuff like that. And I highlighted all the important things. And that thankfully helped, and nothing ended up in a disaster. I am now back home after crafts, and my dog is happily snoring in her crate right now. So she is very much still alive. No, but an overall report of her being here was that she was basically perfect. The only thing when my sister was walking her, the only thing my sister had to say was she didn't like the wind whenever she was being walked, so she pulled a bit more, and she was a little bit antsy with the wind, which is unusual for her, I have to say, because she's not like that with me. So it might just be the massive change that mummy's not here and I don't know what to do. So I think that's probably that, rather than her now developing a fear to wind. I doubt that, because she's the way she is. I think it's just mummy was gone and she didn't quite know how to react. But I thought that she would cry a bit at night. Nothing, apparently. Sorry, I am knackered. I was up at 5:30 this morning. I didn't get very much sleep because I was on a boat that was very, very rough. We were going past having to go past Alaman makes it very, very rough. 8 hours on a boat. We didn't get a cabin, unfortunately, so I had to sleep on 2 restaurant chairs pressed together. So my back is killing me, and I'm still absolutely shattered. And it is 11:15. But I'm getting it done. I'm getting the work done. So I thought she'd cry at night, but she didn't. She was quiet. So she got her walk in the afternoon. She had her zoomies as usual. She had a good play, wee naps here and there. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so tired. But she was good. I was sort of also concerned with my dad being around a bit. I was worried that he'd take over with him and his I'm the boss of all dogs attitude. But he didn't, thankfully, and there were no growly episodes of her and her Kongs and him challenging her with her Kongs. Thank goodness. But that was basically it. She was just basically a good girl, just minus me being there. I expected a lot more problems, and obviously they're not there, which is great. It was a really, really good outcome, thankfully. I don't want to do it again because I really, really missed her. I really, really missed her. It doesn't feel right not having her anymore. I dread to think what would happen if she wasn't here. I'm gonna cry because I'm tired and sentimental now. She really has made a difference in my life. As soppy and emotional as that sounds, she really has. She's really been a wee star for me and helped me through some stuff. But I'm so glad to be back with her. And obviously at Crafts I got her some stuff. I didn't go overboard. I was very good and had a budget. But I think the most interesting thing from the training aspect, I'm not sure if many of you have heard of it, but as some of you know, Gareth, Carol and I all have snuffle mats. These are just rubber mats with felt and stuff like that tied up on knots, and you throw some of the dog's food in and it all goes to the bottom and the dog snuffles all the food out, and it takes a really long time for the dog to get the food. So it's great for fast eaters, and it's also great for mental stimulation. I would use it with her on occasions because she's had a bit of a bad habit of she hasn't peed on it, well, recently, but whenever I first got her, she peed on it, and then we went to Carol's house one day and she also peed on Gus's. So she's got a bit of a reputation with the mats. But I saw this item at Crufts and I thought it would be very good. I present you all with a snuffle ball. I had never heard of one until I saw it. I thought it would be a very worthwhile purchase. So that's it. What you do is you try and make it clear, move all the felt away. You pour all the kibble into this hole, sort of cover it all up again. So you push a couple of the wee felt pieces in here or there, just to make it not as easy for the food to roll out. There's the hole, so it was sort of there, it's sort of covered up a bit. And the dog rolls this around. Is that a bit fallen out? No, it's just a longer bit, okay. The dog rolls it around and eventually all the kibble drops out and some of it gets stuck in the felt, and it's just great. I used it for her for dinner tonight. It's so quiet, which is lovely. She spent about an hour for her dinner. It was absolutely amazing. So £20, well spent, I think. They had lots of designs and stuff like that. They had a really fun one, the Christmas pudding one. So it was all white for around the base, and then it had like a little brown wavy part for the sauce, and then it had little holly leaves, little green spiky bits of felt. I say spiky as in they cut little jaggies into them, and then had some little red felties around the very top. It was lovely, but I wanted to get it, but I felt a bit wrong getting a Christmas one coming into spring. Mind you, I came home to snow, so probably could have got off with it. But it was by a store called For the Love of Toys. I think they have a Facebook page, and they might be able to make one if you are ever interested in getting one. I recommend them, actually. I quite like it. I didn't think it existed, and I'm quite happy that it does. So we got a snuffle ball. Set that there for now. We got some what I love. I knew I wanted to get one whenever I was going, and I got one. It is a ever so soft, very comfortable, perfect fit lead. These leads are amazing. They have 2 clips. Not everyone knows how a double lead works, so it's a big U with 2 clips at the end. Usually we use them with double ring harnesses. So there's a ring on the dog's chest and a ring on the dog's back. One clip, I can never remember. Oh, these are both the same. Okay. Usually there's a difference between the clips, and that defines which one goes where, but these ones are both the same. So one clip goes to the front of the dog's chest, another one goes to the back. And then this lead gives you control of the dog. So it sort of helps balance the dog. Now currently Cali does not have a harness because she's growing, and that would be very awkward. But I can still use this for putting either one on her. I can either put 2 on her collar if I want. So it gives me a nice, essentially that. Or I can just have one on the collar and give her a bit more line if I'm doing some scent work or something. So I can clip this bit onto itself. So there we go. There's a handle for me to hold. And I can fix my lead through that. And then there's all of this space for her to go and snuffle for something if I'm doing some training out and about. So I got that, and it was very comfortable and a bit expensive, but very much worth it. Let's see, we'll do this. Oh, it's a little bit tangled, but that's okay. So we'll put that elastic band back on it so it doesn't get all jumbled up. But that was a well worth item, and it has to be in purple because purple's her colour. But I also got her a new collar, but I can't show that because funny enough she's sleeping and she's wearing the collar. So she's sleeping, but it's like a purple, I think it's called Innis tweed. I think that was the style of it. Purple tweedy collar. It's very fancy looking. It's got a little rose gold clip on it, which is very nice. I also got a new tug. I got technically 3 new tug toys. Cali is a good tug toy addict. So I had to get a couple of little ones. I got a little like fuzzy rope toy with a ball in the end, and it is a squeaky ball. She's still asleep. You can hear her jump up usually, but she's really knackered after all the excitement of me coming back. So it's a good, really good, strong tug toy, and it's got a bit of a handle at the end there. Who's that by? Tugawayqn.eom. No, sorry, it's a fancy C. It's a com. But it's a fancy C. It's got a curly on the top, so it looks like EOM. So that's that. It's just plain and simple. There it is. It's a tennis ball with a tuggy with fuzzies, which I'm sure is very appealing to a dog. So there's that. Then I got another little fuzzy tuggy, which is nice and soft on the inside, which is nice. So that'll probably go in my coat pocket because it's always good to have a. Why am I just waving this around? It's always good to have a tug toy of some sort. Depending on your dog, my girl loves a tug toy. Depending on the dog, it's good to have some sort of toy in your coat pocket to give them as a reward or a distraction. For her, if she gets a little bit nervous, I'll bring in a toy, and that seems to help her overcome anything. Either a toy, or if I think it's something she's thinking about, I'll just let her think. Give her a couple of treats, a bit of a cuddle, and say, okay, do you want to come on now? It just depends on the dog. I used a mixture of both treats and tugs. So this is a little fluffy tug thing. It's really soft. It's really nice. So there's that with a nice soft inside handle. And then I got one that I quite like for scent work. It's a little fat, sort of flat paddle looking pouch thing. I just gave it away completely. I said the word pouch. Indeed, folks, it is a pouch. You opened it up, and what I'm thinking of, if I want to teach her scent work, to find things, open it up, put some nice stinky treats in there, close it up, and chuck it somewhere. That allows her then to start to learn how to sniff out something that is not blatantly obvious. So that's sort of upping the levels. I saw it and decided it wouldn't do any harm to get it. So I'm thinking that. They had a really cute penguin design, but they sold out of it, unfortunately. So I got little red stars. And then I have to show you this because it's my favourite thing, probably. I got her a little bandana. And it matches perfectly with her new collar. I'm so happy with it. It's just lovely. It's by the same company as the Snuffle Ball. So they came together. Then obviously I got quite a few treats, but I'll sort of show the different things. I got some Feel Wells treats, and if you've come to our classes, you know that we sort of promote them. We give you little free packets of the Feel Wells treats in most of your goodie bags that the clients get. So I got some more Feel Wells treats because they had a really good deal on. I think it was like 5 packets. Was it? Oh, it was 4 packets for £5. So I got their. I keep on calling them sleepy treats, but they've got oat and like chamomile, valerian, and skullcap in them. So they're calming treats. I don't know if they'll work. I'll try them on Cali. I got some of them. Got some meat crunchies. Got some cheese and ham. I think it's cheese treats, and then got some liver treats. Because you can never not use them. They're great. I got some Pet Munchies. They're a company that I use it occasionally. So I got sweet potato and chicken sticks, but they're really easy to cut up into literally just your fingernail size. So I cut them up with scissors. That gets me probably about nearly 100 treats out of like 5 sticks. So cut them all up. That goes into the treat pouch. Then I got chicken chips from them, the little discs of chicken, which are great to snap in half and then half again, so quarters essentially. And what was the other thing I got? Ox liver. They've now started doing packets of ox liver, which is great. So I got her some ox liver, because I know she loves it. It's stinking, but she loves it, so it's worth it. And what else did I get her? I got her some venison chews, duck chews, sorry, not chews, treats, and I got her a couple of chews and stuff like that, natural, healthy chews and stuff like that. And of course, I had to get her one sort of gimmicky thing, so I got her a dog sausage roll. Now, obviously, I know I was away, but it was a chew. It wasn't like it was going to go off in 2 days. It wasn't rawhide. I'm not keen on giving a dog rawhide personally. You can read up on that. It's everyone's different. I've just seen that there's a lot of chemicals put in it. So personally, I don't want my dog eating chemicals. But some people, if they want to give it, that's up to them. It's personal preference. But it wasn't rawhide, but it was wrapped, I think it was in like dried chicken or something like that, with a dog-safe sausage in the middle. So it was literally just a sausage roll for dogs. So of course I had to get her one gimmicky thing. So I got her a sausage roll, which she devoured today. She absolutely loved that. And then I got, I think what I quite like, I got sausage boxes. Just little boxes, little tubs of sausages. Little broken up sausages. So this flavour is salami bites. So those are salami bites. Then I got another tub. It was a deal for like 3 tubs for three tubs for 2. What's this one? These are mixed sausages, so they have like fish sausages and stuff like that in them. Okay. I thought they had the ingredients on the back, but okay. Various meats. It's a bit sketchy. But I noticed it's like fish, venison, duck, beef, pork, chicken. It's all just it's good, it's decent meat. And then there's another tub somewhere in the box, and it is it pork or beef? I think it's pork or beef. I think it's beef. And then because my mum has arthritis, she wanted a lead that was very easy for her to use if she ever has to walk Cali. So I got her. Technically, I got it as well for myself to use for teaching some recall. Ow. Now I have to undo this thing. I'll show you what it is and then I'll explain what I'm trying to do. Big clip. Really, really big clip. You know, it's a big clip with a nice plait that keeps on going forever and ever. I tied a handle in it. It didn't actually have a handle in it because it was a horse lunge line. I didn't know they sold horse stuff at Crufts, but they do. So technically it was a horse lunge line, but now it is my dog's recall line. So it's not very big. Currently, because it's tied, it's about the width of my bed, which honestly I have no idea what size my bed is. But like I said, I tied a wee handle in it, so that would probably add to the length if you didn't. But I always like having a handle to grab onto. It's really soft and nice. So that'll aid my training with her. But otherwise, I didn't really get. Obviously, I got more stuff for myself. I got a lot of grooming equipment. I had to get new scissors and shampoos and stuff like that. So I got stuff like that for her. Some of it's for her as well. Some of the grooming equipment. So a nice shampoo, a nice smell, spray scent stuff. I got some paw balm and a new like rubber brush for her. But I thought I'd show the training aspect of this, even though the bandana has nothing to do with the training. It's just pretty to look at. We've hit 25 minutes. I've been talking way too long. If you've made it this far and haven't clicked off the video, well done, and I'm very sorry for going on a bit too much. But obviously I had to show you some of the stuff that I got for her, and also some of the stuff that happened whenever I wasn't with her. But thank you all very much for watching the video, and I will see you all in the next episode. Bye!